Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, June 29th, 2017.
Trading stocks is a high level of risk, and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Not making any recommendations, always for your further homework.
Good morning, Sue here with our regular Thursday morning video. Hope you've had a good week so far. Regular viewers know that we always start these videos off with a look at the Russell Index, which we use as a proxy for the markets overall. My goal is to keep these videos really short, under 10 minutes. So we use the IWM as our proxy for the markets overall. If it's going up, we're safe to put a new name forward for our watch list. And we always step back to take a look at it on the larger time frame, the 5-year monthly. So for that, we're looking at the IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell 2000. This is more long-term support resistance, this light blue line. Here's the area that we've been keeping an eye on lately. So we noted that the candle for the month of May was a red candle, which caused a little bit of concern because it came on the back of a series of candles that showed very little price direction. But so far for the month of June, the candle looks pretty bullish. Having said that, we are right up against this trend line here that offered support, or sorry, I should say resistance in the past. So keeping an eye on this area to see if price can get up and over our black line. I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 1-year weekly so we can better zoom in on price. So here's the same black line, the weekly, same black line up here, same orange area of support. We can see that this black line offered resistance back here in February, drifted back down to our orange line, came back up in April, and here we are right in that area as well. So we're keeping a close eye. But when I move it over to the 3-month daily, you can see that price on the Russell is up and over the blue 8-day EMA, which we use as our guide, and showing price strength. So with that, we will put a new name forward this morning. And so the new name we're going to add to our watch list this morning is Suncor Energy, ticker symbol SU. This is a dual listed stock. It's a Canadian oil and gas company. We are looking at it on the US side. In the US, it trades on the New York Stock Exchange. In Canada, it trades on the Toronto Exchange. A reminder, we're looking at it on the US side. Before I get into the chart, let me tell you a little bit more about Suncor. It operates as an integrated energy company in Canada through 4 segments: the oil sands, natural gas, energy marketing, and refining. You know at Chart of the Day Cafe, it is all about value, and Suncor has an excellent value score. Second thing I look for is growth, and Suncor has a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 35%. That is a really healthy number. Third thing I look for, it's not a must like value and growth, but in this case it's there, and it's a dividend yield. Suncor's current dividend yield is 2.40%. PE of 21.27. So with that, let's get into the chart. We're looking at the 2-year weekly chart of Suncor. You can see that it traded below our orange line of what was resistance for quite a while. These are weekly candles, so it bumped its head up here, here, consolidated, and then pushed through. Came back, and it's drifted back to an area that looks like it may offer some support. We will see. It's all about what the markets want to do. But I want you to note on the 2-year weekly, overall in an uptrend and at this area of possible support. So I'm going to move it away from the weekly to the 3-month daily. And it already has what we look for at Chart of the Day Cafe. What we like to see, I'm going to put my study on here, is price move up and over the 8-day EMA and the 3 and the blue cross. So if we zoom in, you can see that there's a fresh cross. It's a very slight cross, but if Suncor performs well today, that would be what I would look for on a very good quality stock in a sector that might be interesting as well. So interested when Suncor moves up and over the blue 8-day EMA and we get that cross. Not interested when it crosses below, like here. Whenever we put a new name forward for our watch list, we also like to check a few other things, including the sector that it's in. And so for that, we're looking at XOP, which is the ETF for the oil and gas exploration sector. 2-year weekly chart. I'm not going to say that this is in an uptrend quite yet because we want to see it lift off of this area. But on the 2-year, we're coming into an area that offered support here, here, and we are in that area right here as well. So it's interesting that Suncor has traded higher than the overall sector, but the overall sector is sitting at this area that may offer some support and lift. We will see. I'm going to move it away from the 2-year weekly to the 3-month daily so you can better see how price is behaving here. It's kind of flattening out around our orange line area of support, and if it gets lift today, that will be interesting to me. I want to see it go up and over that 8-day EMA. I'll be watching this one carefully. We also like to look at seasonality, and for that we go to equityclock.com, a really excellent site. Equity clock. So you can see that Suncor Energy starts to come into seasonal favor at this time of year and has that strength through the back half of the year. As I always say, no guarantee that happens this year, but always nice to know. Also going to include this interview with a fellow from Manulife Asset Management, Craig Bethune, who it's a recent interview and he likes Suncor here. I listened to it and he cites their commitment to shareholder value. So I will include a link to this video as well. And so to summarize, let's go back and check our boxes. We started this video with a look at the Russell Index. We always want to make sure that the market overall is moving higher before we put any new names forward for our watch list. And we're noting that on the monthly chart, the IWM is trading in a somewhat sideways fashion. Having said that, it is up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily chart, so we are putting a new name forward for our watch list. We looked at the XOP, which is the ETF for the oil and gas exploration sector. We looked at the 2-year chart and we can see that it's in an area of possible support and lift. We looked at the chart for Suncor. We can see that it's in an uptrend on the 2-year chart and again at an area of possible lift, emphasis on possible. Suncor has a great value score. It has got a great growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate of 35%. That's a nice number. Current dividend yield of 2.40%. It currently has the 3 and 8 EMA cross. It's got seasonality in its favor, and we are going to include that video clip from BNN. It does have analyst support. Current PE of 21.27, and it looks as though earnings are going to be on August 2nd. As a reminder, these videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning prior to 9:30. If you like receiving them, please subscribe to our channel by hitting the red subscribe button on our YouTube homepage. It's my goal to build a strong, supportive group of chart enthusiasts. We only circle the very best value and growth charts that we can find. With that, I'll say goodbye, have a great weekend, and we'll put our next video out on Tuesday.